Hiya, my name's Barbara, and the fact that I'm doing this, I think, is not only a testament to Harold's charm, but also is a reflection of where I am with my own faith. Because anybody who knows me would know I so wouldn't want to do something like this. And when Harold asked me, whilst my head was shouting no, I did feel God was saying to me, yes, I need to do this. Because I've been given a wonderful gift and I have now God in my life. And I want to share that with people so they too may know the joy of it and the gift of it. Because I had so many preconceptions of what it was to be a Christian and how to become one, that I'm hoping my story might help somebody in their journey. My life was quite normal, not unusual. I'm the second child of a family of 4 children. We were brought up in Lisburn, and very working class, very normal. Lots of ups, lots of downs, lots of fun, lots of tears. But that's life. And we knew God in our house. He was there, and we were sent to Sunday school. Don't really remember a lot about it, to be honest. And I remember dreading, when my dad said they were going to church, so you had to go to church as well. Really didn't mean a lot, to be honest. But it was there, and the seeds were planted, which was lovely. I did continue until I was confirmed at 16, and then my mum and dad sort of said, well, you're old enough now, you decide what you want. So being 16, I stopped going to church. I had my part-time job, a wee bit of money, and the social life. And which I think is very normal for most of us. And as a teenager, I personally found them quite difficult. Lots of insecurities, lots of identity crisis and stuff. But when I was 17, I actually met Mark, who's now my husband, and he had a huge impact on me, huge. And like I said, we were teenagers, and when I look back, I see that was God's plan and meant to be, and we continued our journey. And I went to university, I left, I didn't get the course that I was hoping to get. Again, I very much had my life sort of in my head, plans, wanted to be an accountant, but most of all I wanted a family. And the job didn't work out the way I wanted. I actually ended up then going into the health profession, which I do feel, on reflection, is where God wanted me to be. And I'm so grateful for that. And like I said, at that stage, you think you're in control, you think you're deciding. But as I look back, I realised it was God having to constantly redirect me as I was trying to control my life in completely the wrong way. I was, and probably, no, I still am, a worrier. And I would, anxiety would be an issue. But as I was growing up, I always tried to control things. I thought I had to control things. And that is not only quite futile, it's also exhausting. And that is one of the lovely things that I found through my faith. That I have God now. And He's there and He's guiding me. And whilst it's been hard to give up that control, it has also been lovely. But like I said, I didn't become a Christian until my 40s. And my life that brought me to that was, I was with Mark. And like I said, now I can reflect and see how that was God's blessings and guiding me. One of the most difficult times in my life, though, was when I was in my 20s and my brother died. Up to that point, I suppose, I'd been like most people, and I just thought I was, like I said, in control of life. And I suppose I thought, oh, if you die, you die, and things were over. Ugh, what? But then when my brother died, the thought of him, that being over, I find very difficult. And I also realised how fragile life was. And I suppose when death came, the impact it had. So the church we went to, it has a graveyard beside the church, so Andrew was buried there, and I started going back to church. And to be honest, it was more to be with Andrew. I found comfort in it. I found comfort going to church. I found comfort in being near Andrew. And I found comfort in thinking that he was somewhere better. So I started back to church again. I listened, and I tried to take it in, but I was hearing it, but wasn't really feeling it. So eventually that went on, and Mark and myself eventually, because anybody else, like I said, knows us, we don't exactly rush ourselves, eventually married when we were in our 28. We moved down to Grey Abbey, and as part of a married couple we wanted to join a church, and we thought we'll visit the local church and see what we thought. But we went to Trinity and loved it, and we found it so welcoming and friendly, and we felt home there, and we felt we were learning, and we were listening. So we stayed and never left. And yet I would say I continued to hear, but that's, was as far as it went. Then, like I said, we'd moved, and I was a social worker at that point, and working, but I wanted to start a family, and it didn't happen. It was a very difficult time. Friends were around, they were having their families, and whilst you were pleased for them, it hurt. And when you just wanted something that much, and I think I probably became angry. And Mark would have more faith at that point, and he prayed. And eventually I became pregnant, and we had our son Aaron. And again, now that I look back and reflect, I can see the blessings. And the lovely thing about that is you not only have the blessings, which you can be grateful for, but also you can see and appreciate God's love for you. And it just deepens that whole feeling of love, and that whole feeling that God is with you, and God is always, always there. So it was after these events and various crises and things, and like I said, life has its ups and downs like everybody's, but it was actually at a time when I was in a good place where things were good and settled, that I really felt I wanted God in my life. I wanted Him more than just a Sunday service. But I didn't know how to do that. I had these preconceived ideas of what it was to be a Christian. I probably very stereotypical notions, and I thought I had to be that person before I could say I was a Christian. And I knew I was so not that person. But thankfully, through the teaching of our minister there, Mark, he helped me to understand that as a Christian, it was a matter of me giving my life to God. It was a matter of me just handing myself over to him. And it was through him and his love for me, he would help me on my journey, which I am still on. And like I said, I didn't become a Christian till I was in my 40s. And it was the realisation that I had this notion that Christians were like these superhuman, super good people, but the people in Trinity in the church taught me we're all people. We're all trying, and we're constantly failing and sinning. But the difference is that we have God in our life and we want him to help us and guide us. And he is in control. And like I said before, handing over that control is both terrifying and lovely. So, like I said, for me, becoming a Christian in my 40s, I have found it such a wonderful experience, and that is why, like I said, I'm doing this, because I want, if I can help even just one person to take that step to this life with God in it, is, if I could just do that for anybody, I would feel truly blessed. Because we all have a journey, and it'll all be different. For me, I didn't actually know how to take that one step. Like I said, I got a better understanding of what it was to be a Christian. And I knew, like I said, I didn't have to change to become that Christian, but as Christian, I would change. And again, I just, in my head, I didn't know how to do that. And then through the church and Celebration of Hope, we went to a service. And for me, it was, at the end of it, I physically got the chance to go forward. And for me, that worked because in my head, I was making a physical action that allowed me to confess that I was wanting God in my life. And through it, they helped and support me. And the church also then were able to nurture me from that and allow me to progress. And it has been, like I said, for a person who's been a non-Christian the majority of their life, it's been a wonderful experience now to be a Christian. And life will always have its ups and downs. But for me now, having God in my life, I can deal with a lot more than I could before. And again, that was shown this last year. My mum, who had dementia for 10 years, passed away at Christmas. Same month my brother died all those years ago. And it was very painful, God gave me the strength to get through it and give me the comfort to deal with it. So, like I said, I'm not theological. I try to understand my Bible. Some days I do, some days I don't. But even, it's funny how even reading it now is completely different. And while sometimes I'm not always certain what it's saying, it's a feeling of understanding within me that I receive, and a sense of peace that it gives me. And I know a friend of mine, we both laugh and we just go, we say, ours is a childlike faith. We're not the most eloquent, We're not the most clever, but our love and passion for the Lord is there. And I have a terrible memory, as again my friends can confirm, but one of the verses that I love, and whilst it's only a sentence, I've put it here in case I get lost, and it is, I call on the Lord in my distress, and he answers me. And that is my anchor. God is my cornerstone, and whilst God has put a lot of good people around me and good friends and help and support, we're all people, and we sometimes are too busy, and we sometimes forget, or we sometimes aren't there when others need us. But the thing is, I always know God is there, and he's always with me. And why people try to do what they think is best first, I know God knows what is best for me. And like I said, that is now the cornerstone of my life, on which I'm hoping to progress. And hope, like I said, I'm able now to look back and see what God has done for me, because God blesses us all, whether we're Christians or not. He blesses us all. He gives us blessings. But like I said, not only can I acknowledge the blessings, be grateful for them, I can be grateful for the love that God has shown me, and the comfort that he gives me, and knowing that he is always there. So I actually then became involved in the Sunday school because I want people to have this wonderful gift as quickly as they can. I'm grateful that I got it in my 40s. But I just, like I said, I'm like, if the children could have it through their lives. But everybody's journey is different. Everybody's time will be different. But I pray that the knowing of the Lord will come to you soon. And I'm afraid I'm not the most eloquent person, but I hope my message will be of some use to someone. And I pray that the God is with you all. Amen.